So anyway, I just want to make some small corrections since it's been, well, recovered, the information about my, well, my being, I guess. Anyway, so I intersected with a comet called the Brooks Comet in 1892, and then that was because Edward, who was a royal, was destined to die because of things that had no bearing on this conversation. But we did not want Edward to die, but more importantly, we wanted me to be in a certain place at a certain time. So I did. So I became Edward. And Edward's soul and spirit, and all that he was, and all that he ever will be, was restored to him about the time they had the miracle of Fatima. Right? Now, that is a revision. I had thought it was during the event in 1908. That is not the case. So there's a miracle of Fatima, the dancing sun, over a period of time, and then I moved to what Mrs. Wallace, basically, and moved to her. Plus, I had prepared a body for me to use that was deposited from the event in 1908 in Siberia. Now, two things happened in 1908. There was the creation of two literal living things. One was my future body, which is the one you see now. Two, the President Obama, Senator Obama was murdered in 2005 and around Russia in August. Nobody knows this except most secret people like me. Now, this is all a screenplay. Don't take this literal. This is all fiction. We're all doing an imaginative trip through the Milky Way. But that being said, just take it for what you want. And anyway, then the president, he was resurrected literally from the dead, because he was literally burnt inside out in the hotel, in the hallway, and the only thing left was his shoes, and it became a very rare relic. The president was reconstituted, his body restored, and he took office, and did his second swearing in the White House. Thankfully, Judge Roberts did a great service to this country and the world and the universe and all the Time Lords like me. So the 1908 event actually did two things. It created two living forms. That is, my form and the president's form. In this sense, the president and I share a common creation story, you could say. So we have a bond that cannot be broken, really. Anyway, then I moved from Mrs. Wallace after I went to her, because she was going to fail too because, well, circumstance. And anyway, until 1947, approximately 1946 or 1947, when I restored her spirit and her soul, and I moved to my body that had been prepared, that was in a lake in Siberia, about where that explosion occurred in 1908, in July 1908. So then I came out of the lake, and I was transported to Moscow for inspection. They saw I was an alien form, which I am, and they moved me to a family. Well, I moved me to a place where they contrived to see that I was a firstborn of a family, a real family, not a real family, but a family composed of an Air Force sergeant who had some involvement with Project Blue Book, or maybe Project Sign. It's actually Project Sigma. And Mr. and Mrs. Osborne, let's just put it that way. That's with a U, not an O. And no E either. So, anyway, and then, of course, I continued. Now, the thing is, though, for my own protection, and sort of like as a quirk of fate, the archivists, that is, the people that handle the Akashic field, as they call it, the thing that controls everything, does everything. It's like the universe itself. Does little, sort of like mysterious operations, but you don't know why they do it. It does it. But it did it because it knew that I had to have some memory restored to me about this time, which began in 2008, 2009, particularly I think it was August 13th, 2009. It was a Friday. So Friday 13th of 2009, I was headed north on Route 13. The blue lights, well, they surrounded me, and anyway, they did some magical maneuvers. Anyway, so, moral of the story is there are aliens. They are with us. I'm one of them. There are demons. They're with a lot of you right now. If you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. And there are people that are normal that have found desperate ways to keep normal through shielding and, of course, through the providence of angelic beings. And I'm not an angel. Once I was an angel. I was like angel number 7, but you know, that kind of went by the wayside because I said, we'd rather you be Lucifer. I said, well, what's in the name? They say, what's important? Said, all right, it's important. So anyway, that's the story. So remember, there's two events. There's the Brooks Comet, where I was introduced to this sphere of existence. There is the Miracle of Fatima, which took 3 months, and where I was basically moved eventually to Mrs. Wallace, and Edward was restored, all that he was and every way, spirit and soul. And then I was moved from Mrs. Wallace to my prepared body. My prepared body began to exist in July of 1908. Now, and then also, 1908 was also the time, sort of like reflecting backwards. In other words, energy to create two living beings is incredibly large. And that's why it was such a massive explosion. It was decided that rather than have 2 large, like H-bomb events, they would just make it 1 large H-bomb event, and that's what happened. So basically, it was a 2 for 1. So the president, his body, and eventually his mind, spirit, and soul was restored to him, and that was in when he was the second swearing in 2009. And then I was, well, basically reconstituted in my current form as a child, as a baby. In approximately 1947, I was held kind of like in a status, or like I was frozen, until 1952 when the Soviet authorities decided to make use of me, which they did. And that's all, and yeah. Happy Veterans Day, 11/11/2012, and the time is about 5:11 p.m.